We've all heard the fresh information regarding Street Fighter V that came out of Paris Games Week recently, but now we have an interview with Yoshinori Ono which was done by GameSpot, which has given birth to some rather interesting comments. And of course I won't go through the whole interview here, and the source will be linked in the description below, but I'd like to touch on a few things that Ono discussed that I thought was interesting. Now, first thing I'd like to touch on is the introduction of the V-trigger mechanics. Now, GameSpot points out that the focus mechanic in Street Fighter IV was basically designed as a way to get more casual players playing and give them a tool to help them get better. And they're basically asking, do you think that the V-trigger mechanics make more of a step back towards the more experienced Street Fighter player? And he said, quote, "Starting from scratch has been a key concept for us because Street Fighter IV had a 7-year lifespan and was iterated on continuously throughout that period. We wanted to draw a line under it because if we didn't, there would be no reason to release a new game. We would continue iterating. Fans would be satisfied with that, they'd feel it pointless to call Street Fighter V. So we wanted to reset that. We have got aspects of the game that are being tuned to allow people who are not hardcore fighting game players to get into the game, but we're also including depth through the V system, which is going to be the kind of thing that hardcore players can get to grips with and get better at using over a period of years. We're really trying to aim for both the hardcore and casual crowds." Another thing they touched on is of course fight money, something that is brand new for Street Fighter V and is basically a replacement for the character DLC that they would traditionally do. Now this of course has had some concerns, basically saying, well, will you eventually include microtransactions for cosmetics, and what are your plans for fight money? And from what they had to say, it basically sounds like they've kind of got an MMO-ish style of things going on, where basically there's daily goals that you complete to earn yourself fight money. And he said, quote, "We've revealed new details on how players can earn fight money. The first is by completing daily goals, which can be something like getting 5 wins in ranked mode or executing 30 special moves. It should be something that's fairly easy to accomplish to get the bonus, and it also rewards players that are continuously engaging with the game. Rather than build a system that requires players to grind for hours on hours, we'd rather just have them come in on a regular basis and complete a daily goal. The other philosophy we have this system is we want to encourage players to experiment with a variety of characters. So, another way to get fight money is to level up individual characters in the game. Leveling up won't affect gameplay balance, it just lets players know how much time has been spent perfecting a specific character. But with those two combined, you get a sense of where we're going with the system." And basically he also then added that the game will have a mixture of paid and earnable content. There will be cosmetic DLC, some of which is earnable with fight money, some of which will be paid transactions only, however that is purely cosmetic, and this is kind of in place of the traditional DLC, so it's essentially DLC but more in terms of microtransaction. I don't know if you'd strictly call this a microtransaction or not, I'm really not sure, I'd have to see it in action. And the last thing I want to touch on is basically he was asked, well, what about your fans on Xbox One? Surely they would like to see this series come to their choice of platform. And well, the answer is not really surprising, but it's going to be disappointing to any Xbox One fans. And he said, quote, "There's plenty of time to save $300 before the game comes out. The PlayStation 4 is at a very attractive price point at the moment," which basically gives a slim to none chance that we'll ever see Street Fighter V on Xbox One, which not exactly surprising but may disappoint some. Now those are just some of the highlights of this rather lengthy interview with GameSpot. As I said, it will be linked in the description below. I suggest you give it a read, and some rather interesting comments from Yoshinori, as well as of course Matt Dahlgren. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.